the 4. Wrapping up the victory. That's enough.
Say I'm still your fella, 'cause I'm lonesome as a man can be. 'Cause I haven't been myself since you said goodbye to me. Yes, I wrote my gal a letter, and this is what I had to say. Yes, I wrote my gal a letter, and this is what I had to say. Man, you know how I feel if you ever had a gal like me.
Tell them about it, boy.
Let me hear from you, baby. Let me hear from you right away. Yes, let me hear from you, baby. Please let me hear from me. 'Cause I haven't been myself, baby, since you went away. When you were here with me, baby, I took you for a square, and I'm biting off my nails and pulling out my hair. Like me, honey. Well, baby.
Right there. That's the Raven coming to you from right down here. I'm a Raven, man. I love that right there. Welcome, everybody. Here we are today. Well, ladies and gentlemen, come on in here. We are honored today. This is MPL Studio 13.com coming straight from the downtown beautiful city of Millington, Tennessee, and we are privileged and honored to have a special guest with us today. Mr. Mark Neal is the principal of Millington High School. So, Mark, welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Griffin, having me on board today.
We sure are glad you could make it. Now, how long have you been principal out there at Millington?
I started my second year as principal in August of this year.
All right. Before that, how long have you been working in Millington?
My entire career has been at Millington. I started the year of August of 2000. I started as a teacher and an old football coach. And in over 8 years of teaching and coaching, I joined the ranks of administration. And I had 3 years as an assistant principal. And now my second year as the principal.
So you got to run the whole show.
They gave me a set of keys, and they told me I was in charge. But it's been a joy, and I really cherish the opportunity and the challenge as well. So it's been fun.
Well, back when you was going to, I know you went to Mofford High School.
Graduated from the cross county rival.
Okay.
I graduated from Munford a few years back.
Well, how'd you end up in Millington?
Actually, two of my former teachers and coaches at Munford. One in particular was very instrumental in my life. When I graduated college, he was employed at Millington.
Oh, who was that?
Mark Fisher.
Mark Fisher.
Okay. And he was teaching and coaching at Millington. I was a graduate of college. I was certified in teaching education. I was ready to teach and coach, and they talked me into coming to Millington, and it's been a joy. It's been a pleasure. The best move I could have made. I had other opportunities, but I'm glad I landed at Millington.
Well, now you went to UT Martin.
Yes, sir. I went to after graduating high school. I attended UT Martin.
So did you go up there on a football scholarship? I know you were a great football player, but
I felt like I was a really good football player.
Yeah.
I was undersized, but I did not receive a scholarship, and I thought I would hung up my cleats after graduating high school. But I did go to college just because I was going to college, be a college student, get a education. but I decided to walk on, and after a year, I earned a scholarship. So, and thank goodness, because I would not have been able to afford college on my own.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's one of the reasons that we have this worldwide webcast that goes all over the world for people like Mark Neal that had to put forth an extra effort and had the talent and didn't give up. And hopefully we can emphasize that some of you kids out there, adults, or out in town or anywhere that this region, like I said, I got friends out there, Peter Wang and Beijing, we got friends in Tacoma and Spokane, originally lived in Millington. But here's a perfect example of what we're trying to do is get kids that have a talent and don't want to blow it. Mark could end up out there doing all kinds of things, but he decided to give it that effort, and he had people to help him, and that's what we're trying to do. So if you got any kids or anybody out there that can sing or dance, you got anybody that played a bugle or guitar or art or anything, you bring them on down there to the library. Now, Brian Miller is the library director. The phone number is 872-1585. You bring them down here and we'll put you on this video camera here and we'll talk to you. And that's what we're trying to do right now, because Mark has got some great kids over at Millington, and we'll talk about some of that a little bit later on. But you didn't want to hear me talk. We want to hear Mark Neal talk. So, Mark, when you was say a sophomore in college, did you have any idea that you'd get into administration?
No, sir. Sophomore in college, I knew I was working toward an education degree. I knew at some point I wanted to teach school. But like most young kids, my aspiration was being a pro athlete. But shortly after graduating, I went right into teaching. And I wanted to do what some teachers did for me. I wanted to motivate some young men and be a role model for them, and be that person to tell them that the sky is the limit, and it's just about applying yourself.
Yeah, that's a good point there, because I know that if you don't apply, a lot of people just slide through, and if they don't put forth that so-called extra effort. And friends, I'm gonna tell you right now, there's a million of you out there, and there's so many people that help you, without dropping any names or anything like that. But all those teachers, you got to be a special person to be a teacher, and things have changed a lot since I was going to school, and a lot more things that you have to do. And some of the things that a little bit different is since you got to be principal now, and you running the whole show. What are a couple of things, Mark, that a little bit different? I know they got the what we call the free lunches. How does that work over at the high school?
Those are programs that are federal programs, and it's a program that we feed students based on I guess their annual income primarily. Yeah. They fill out an application, and if a kid qualifies for free and reduced lunch, that's exactly what they get, either free lunch or a reduced price for their lunch.
Well, I know you have. Does that include breakfast and lunch?
Yes, that includes breakfast and lunch for the students, so they get 2 meals a day.
Okay. Well, we want the public may or may not know, so we hope to be able to bring you some things that you may not be aware of. Everybody's busy nowadays, but I was surprised at a lot of things that go on in school. I've been over visiting several times, and I know that Dr. Carruthers has been over, and we've had Shelby County Mayor Luttrell, and of course Ms. Carter, the mayor, has been very, very supportive. And the school's great over there, and what time I was over there, the kids were what you call well behaved, and not some of the stuff you see on TV and so forth. But
thank you.
You have your dress codes to some degree. Do you have a dress code in Millington, Mark?
We do have a dress code. We are not we do not wear uniforms. We do not have uniform dress, but we do have a dress code that we require our kids to follow. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So they're not running around there in bathing suits or anything like that. They do have it. So,
no,
and all this stuff you see on TV and you read in the paper, the only ones you ever read about is all the bad ones. And I promise you, folks, when when you take a tour over and go through the school, everybody's nice and polite, and ladies and gentlemen and so forth over there. So thanks to Mark and all the Board of Education and everything, that they're doing a great job over there. So, but on these, now when you got these programs, and you know, you hear about the kids being obese. We call them fat when they were in school, but now they got a, don't they have to tell them what all they're going to eat, Mark?
There's, you know, our cafeteria is guided by mandates, and that, you know, there has been federal initiatives and push to just address obesity in America in general. So there's a lot of things in school that, you know, our cafeteria provides healthy choices for kids. You know, we don't compete. We don't have competing items sold in the cafeteria. We won't have a snack machine where kids can buy candy bars and cupcakes versus eat lunch. You know, we won't have that. So there's some things that we have to do with the cafeteria.
Well, that's great. So, but they do have to keep. I know when I was going to school, it's like everybody that old and everything. We ate whatever we brought out there because I don't know whether it's good or bad for us, but that's the way we had it. So, I found something else that was real interesting to me was counseling, and I didn't have anything. You got counseling, you know, and some of the kids that, you know, we've had some bad situations in school, and they said the counselors will be there. And when they say the counselors will be at the school, Mark, what does that mean? How does that work?
Well, we have in our school, we have staff. We have 4 grade level academic counselors. We have 1 college and career counselor, and then we have 1 at risk or social counselor. Okay. And we talk about tragedies. This year, we had a tragedy in our school. We had the death of a young man, Dana Payne, who was a football player of ours, who died from you know, natural causes, or it was tragic, but he died from playing football. And we did have a lot of counseling support, not just counselor staff at our school, but our district as a whole has a crisis response team. So we have a lot of counselors there. So when you say counseling, we get counseling in all forms. Kids get academic, college and career counseling, as well as social counseling at our school. Okay.
So when the counselor starts with you have four counselors, is that right, Mark?
4 grade level, yes, sir.
And so they start off with a grade in the 9th grade. What do they follow them?
They follow. We call it cohorts. They follow their cohort. They have ownership of it. Mm-hmm. Each counselor is charged with getting those kids from the 9th grade through 12th. We want if 400 9th graders enroll, 4 years later we want 400 12th graders to graduate. And we work with that philosophy in mind. We do.
Well, that's got to be a very demanding job and hard to take all the kids and so help them get through. And then I know that one of the things that you have college counselors to kind of prepare them. Is that what you call it?
Yes, sir. I have 1 college and career counselor who works with the academic counselors. She works with the administration, the teachers and parents, and her sole purpose is to give kids exposure, as far as bringing college reps into our school, as far as bringing military and career options to the table. She brings those to the table, and she gives our kids options, and she does like interest inventory type things for our kids to find out, you know, what it is they want to do in life, and then we want to help them achieve it.
Okay, is that the same person that would try to help say the parent's kid wants to go to college, and would that be the same person that would try to help them finance to locate the monies and things like that?
She is hands-on and tracking down scholarship opportunities, applying for grants and scholarships, and just filling out the appropriate paperwork. She's there during the school hours and even after hours to help parents and students. And even tonight we're having a financial aid workshop where parents are going to come in and receive information on the FAFSA, which is the financial aid form that you have to fill out.
so try to help get there. Well, this being say around the 1st of December, but I know graduation won't be very far down the road, so don't wait till the last minute. So.
Exactly.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to Mark Neal, the Millington High School principal over here. He was kind and gracious enough to come over and help out with the community. This is MPL Studio .13 or 13.com. And what we're trying to do is let everybody out there in the community and the surrounding areas, and anybody coming in to visit or anything, I want to tell you to come on out here to Millington, go on over to the high school and see this fine young man. He does a well of a job, and I've been over there, believe me, several times, and you'd be proud of it. So, but anyway, Mark is the principal, and they're having a great year over there, a fine football season. And we're talking to him about some of the fine kids that he's got over there, and some of the good things that are going on now. When you have, I know we hear a lot about some of the other schools doing great. We don't hear much about Millington. How does the test scores compare to some of the other schools, Mark?
We Millington, we are a very proud school. We're very proud in our students and their achievements and accolades, and we're talking in every area, academically, athletically, as well as in the arts. And we brag on what is called TVAS, which is Tennessee Value Added, and that's achievement scores and how far. There's standardized tests that we all have to take in schools. And these standardized tests measure what the kids have learned throughout the year. And tests are given in Algebra 1 and Algebra 2 and English 9, English 10. But the two tests that carry the most weight, or the two tests that are judged the closest, are Algebra 1 and English 10. And I'm proud to say that in those areas, out of the 8 Shelby County high schools, Millington had the most growth.
Right?
And when I say the most growth, I'm saying that kids come to us at one level, and we take those kids and we move them, or we advance them, and we advance our kids more than any school in Shelby County. Now, there may be some people who say, well, the reason why you move them so far is because they come to you so low. Well, we're not the only people who move kids. There's some schools out in eastern part of Shelby County that are a lot more affluent. And you would think that because those kids are affluent, maybe they don't have that far to go, and those kids grow. Yeah. So I think that dispels the myth that, you only move low kids. You don't move low kids. You move kids when you have effective teachers. And we have effective teachers at Millington. So if you look at test scores, it's public information on the state's website, and you'll see that we're competitive. We're very competitive, and out of the 8 Shelby County high schools, we're right there in the mix. We're right there in the middle of the pack. Probably 4th best in some of those areas. Well, we're not going to settle for 4th, right? So we're still moving.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna play a little song now. So we got Josh over there, and he's our producer, director, and editor, and handling everything else. So let me see if I pick out something here you like, and listen up, and I hope you enjoy this. I believe you'll like this now by Charlie Rich. Come on in, Charlie. Bring it in here, boy.
Well, I make it all right. From Monday morning to Friday night. Oh, those lonely weekends. Since you left me, I'm as lonely as I can be. Oh, those lonely weekends. Said you'd be good to me. Said our love would never die. Said you'd be good to me. But baby, you didn't even try. Well, I make it all right. From Monday morning to Friday night. Oh, lonely weekend.
one right there. That was Silver Fox, Jolly Ritual, Lonely Weekends. We hope you enjoyed that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is MPLStudio13.com coming to you from Millington, Tennessee, right here at the library. The library director is Brian Miller at 872-1585. So if you know some kids or anybody that's got a good talent, they want to come down here and be it. The best thing about this, ladies and gentlemen, is free. Don't cost you a red cent. All you got to do is just come in here, and if you can play the guitar you want to sing, well, you want to do a tumbling act, don't make no difference. Whatever you want to do, we'll put you on top of the building if that's what you want to do and show off. So why don't you come down there and have yourself a good time. But we're talking to the principal, Mr. Mark Neal. He's a head man over at the high school, and he's very proud of his teachers and his students and the things that they've accomplished. So we're going to continue on here. Mark, give us some of these courses that you offer at the high school.
We offer a variety of courses at the high school. We offer courses that are standard, standard English, math, science, social studies classes. We also go into a lot of career and technical courses, as well as advanced placement courses. We believe in producing well-rounded individuals. So we have some advanced placement classes for our honors students. These honors and advanced placement classes, kids can graduate from Millington High School and earn college credit. They can take classes while in high school that can earn them credits that will transfer into college. And for a lot of parents, that's a great thing. And as far as parents who are having to pay tuition for their kids can graduate from Millington High School and enroll in college as a sophomore. They've earned enough credit courses. And we offer, AP Calculus and AP English, AP Art. So we offer a lot of classes and programs, AP History, and kids can earn those credits and go into college with a leg up, with a head start.
Ladies and gentlemen, I bet 90% of the people out there in the listening audience, or wherever, of course, you might in other parts of the world, up there in where Chuck and Dawn are in Virginia, they may offer these things, but I had no idea that you could take college courses in high school and save that much money. So, but on these, like how about your broadcasting, Mark? What kind of classes do you offer in that broadcasting?
We have a broadcasting program at our school, a program where we as a school we generate an in-house show every Friday. We call it Trojan TV. And every Friday our kids air a 15, 20-minute informational show. And it's of news quality and production. We have anchors, and they go on and they do reports. They do reports on teachers, and they do reports on sports and they write a weather story and forecast the weather for the week. So we prepare our kids in our broadcasting program. These kids also are very involved in outside of the school. Our teacher, he works hard in networking and getting our kids exposure. We have some relationships with the local Memphis news stations. And they welcome our kids to come in and visit, tour, and even shadow some of their anchors. So we work hard with our broadcasting, and we're proud of our broadcasting students.
Well, if somebody wanted to tune in or get in, how would they get on listen to the, what'd you say, the Friday broadcast?
Yeah, and we do not air it outside of the school. That's something that we may have to try to partner with the library and see if we can work on that avenue and see if we can go that route, because it's a lot of good news and it's a good opportunity to showcase our kids. And we've had talks outside of the school with maybe the local cable company to try to see how we can broadcast some of our shows. But like I said, they're 15 to 20-minute shows, and we use it in-house to disseminate information, upcoming events, spotlight teachers, spotlight students, and things of that nature.
Well, that's great. I tell you what, Mark, this was new because I didn't have any idea you done, but I'll tell you right here on air where everybody can listen. If they could bring in whatever they wanted to, they come sit right where we're sitting, and they're welcome to do it right here anytime they want to. So that they can come, and we won't put it, like you said, it's in for the school, but Mark, we'd be tickled to death for all of them to come, and they'd go out on all over the world. And I don't know how it goes on the world. All I can do is talk. That's Josh's problem. He takes care of all this stuff. But we get through here. We talk to whoever and you can tell them kids to come on over here, and I'll put them on here one day and let them see how it goes.
Definitely.
So,
we love positive press,
yeah,
publicity, and we can spread the news of what it is our kids are doing on a daily basis. We're on board.
Well, that's probably one of you got so many things going on. I don't know what else, all the other things that we talked about, you got best kept secret. I know some of the things you hear about later on, whether it's with somebody at church or you down there at Old Time or something, somebody be bragging about something going on in Wellington and we don't know anything. You didn't hear about it, one thing or another, but it's the best kept secret.
It's a great school.
And it is. And that's great if you got somebody you shooting for or something like that, and get up there and give them a tussle for the money. So, Mark, how do you feel the community support is for anything going on at high school?
I personally, as a principal, feel like, if there's ever a need at our school, the community steps up and they chip in and they help us out. I do also feel, though, at times there's a disconnect with the communication. I don't know if the community knows all of our needs, and that's part of the school, as far as not, I guess, getting out and knocking on enough doors and sharing, the challenges that we have or the opportunities. We like to call them opportunities that we have. But any time that there has been a need, there's the community has stepped up, and and I know some people may step up more than others, but we are very appreciative of everything that the community has done for us.
Well, there's some great people I know that come back and they're very supportive of the schools. I mean, you couldn't ask for more help if they know there's a need or anything. So I'd say you had the best of two worlds. So. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to have a good Elvis song for you. So here's one of the first ones the boy did. Everybody loves Elvis. So listen up here. I know you're going to enjoy this one there.
Blue moon, blue moon, blue moon, keep shining bright. Blue moon, keep on shining bright. She's gonna bring me back, my baby, tonight. Blue moon, keep shining bright. I say blue moon, I'm Kentucky, to keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gonna let me blue. I say blue moon, I'm Kentucky, to keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gonna let me blue. Well, it was on one moonlight night, stars shining bright. Whisper on high, love say goodbye. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gonna let me blue. Just keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gonna let me blue. I say blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gonna let me blue. On the one moonlight night, stars shining bright. Whisper on high, love said goodbye. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gonna let me blue.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Elvis Presley. We know you love that one there. All righty. All right. Well, I hope you, ladies and gentlemen out there, I hope you enjoyed that little toe tapper right there. And that'll put a little light in your day. So sit back and relax. We're coming to you from MPL, Studio13.com, Millington, Tennessee. Today we got Mark Neal, principal over here at the high school. He was gracious and kind enough to come out of his busy schedule and come over here and talk to you and tell you about some of the great things, and they are great, going on at Millington High School. And what we're trying to do here on the show, the news and the blues, and we like to play country music, rock and roll, blues, rhythm, blue. It don't make no difference. We'll play some kind of music, but what we got is for some of you kids out there that want to sing, come down here to Millington Library and sing, and play the guitar, play the bugle, do a little dance, and we got the choir. We're going to talk about the Millington, the great choir over in Millington here in a little while. But if you got anything you want to do, come on over. It's free. You can't hardly beat that. I ain't paying you to come over here, but I will put you on there free. So it's the news and the blues coming to you. So, Mark, we were talking about the community support, and you made the statement that it was real good support.
Definitely. Yes, sir.
And but there's one thing that I don't know how much you want to touch base with us on there, but I think some of the folks a little older, something I don't understand, and I can't believe it, but that's the way it is, that they got cell phones at school. Now, what kind of problem, I don't know how far you want to dip into this, but what's some of the things that happen on them cell phones? What's the rules and regulations?
And with cell phones, it's part of the day and age we live in.
Yeah.
And I remember a day, and it wasn't long ago, I was in school, and wasn't anything, pager was about all you had. That was advanced, and we thought we were big time by having a pager. But nowadays with cell phones, I think they can serve a lot of good purposes now. A lot of they can be utilized for some really good things. They're built-in computers, almost. Now, when used properly, cell phones can enhance some things. But there's policy, a Shelby County policy, that prohibits kids from having the cell phones at school. If you bring a cell phone to school, policy says you need to put it in your locker or you leave it in your car. And that's the way the policy's written. Now, again, with this day and age, 90% of the kids all have them. They all have them, and they can't live without them.
Oh, yeah.
But we stand firm on it, and we don't allow them to access them and use them during school hours.
Yeah. So I just wondered, that they have these things. They try to. I don't know how to text, but I know some people do, and I guess they do. On a test, I guess the first thing that people think about when they text answers over there or something like that in a test. But what about to touch base on something, the other problems you have? How bad do you think gangs are in Millington, Mark?
I think in society and in communities in general, and we're talking all across America. High and low socioeconomics, cross color lines. I think it's something that has been glorified and maybe in news and TV and media, music. So it is something that our kids today have to deal with. It's an element that I didn't necessarily have to deal with growing up, and you didn't have to deal with growing up, but it is an element of society that we now have to deal with. The one thing I can say about Millington Central High School is the students at our school have a clear understanding of what our expectations are, and if a student chooses to participate in a gang or gang activities at school, there are consequences there. Now, but I can tell you this, Otis, that is a very small percentage of our student population. And I don't even know if it's a population that's big enough that it even warrants any time on the air now, because whether you are involved or not, when you come to our school, you enter our doors, our kids understand that we're there to teach and learn and behave, and we do a good job with all those areas.
Yeah, it's that's just one of the things, it comes up, because what you see, well, you like to admit it, and people don't talk about it, what you see on TV is not exactly, they bring all the bad stuff and newspapers and one thing and another, and there's a lot of great kids there that are doing great things and got good parents, and most of them behave. I don't know, I've always jumped out to a figure of 5% cause 95% of your trouble. I don't know how close that is, but anyway.
One thing I would say is our kids are wonderful. Kids are wonderful at our school, and I know at times, I look at them, and they don't look like me. They may not dress and talk like me, but I also am not so far removed that I forgot that I used to be one of those kids. One of those kids who may walk up to that line, but I was smart enough not to cross it. And a lot of our kids there's a healthy respect for the line, and typical of teenagers, they are a little rebellious in the way they want to look and things of that nature. But I think we adults sometimes we may misjudge or a kid just by simply looking at them. But if our kids carry themselves with respect, because we demand it, and even if they're wrong, when we address them, they I'm sorry, and they adjust. And now later on down the day, they may do it again, but they do adjust, and they are receptive to being addressed.
Well, I understand that, and I want for information out there for the public that may not. If there's anybody coming to Millington to visit, I know it'd be going over to the high school. Everybody welcomes you and so forth. But what is your attendance, or what is your population at the high school, Mark?
We have a little over 1,300 kids, maybe 1,340.
Well, that's in 9 through 12.
9 through 12 high school. Yes, sir.
So, and then, well, how many principals? How's that broken down?
Okay, we have 1 vice principal and 4 assistant principals, and the vice principals primarily job responsibility is curriculum and instruction. That person pretty much is the brains behind the guidance department and the curriculum or classes and courses that we offer. The assistant principals handle various duties, kind of the day-to-day operations of the school, everything from transportation to discipline to textbooks, and then all of the principals, myself included, we're all hands-on and involved with dealing with students and just day-to-day dealings with students. It's simple as greeting students in the morning and wishing them well in the afternoon. And we all deal with parents and talk to parents and stakeholders. So even though we all have various job responsibilities, we also cross over and cover whatever area needs to be covered in each other's domains.
Well, what are your hours at school? What time's the first bell ring and what time's the last bell ring?
Hours of operation for the students are 7 to 2, but the adults we operate by different hours.
Yeah, I understand that.
That just dedicated staff members who stay as long as they need to stay to get the job done. But the first period starts at 7 and the school bell rings for dismissal at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Mm-hmm. Well, I know that, like I said, I spent a little time over there, and there was a lot of tutoring or whatever you call it, working with the kids and coming in there, and it was very serious, and they really took it serious. And but all right, if you how many teachers do you have at high school, Mark?
I have 78 general education teachers. Then when you factor in clerical and cafeteria workers and teacher assistants, and we have a staff of a little over 95 working at our school.
Well, are you set up and qualified to handle any kind of special ed kids that
Yes, sir. We have a we have a special ed program at our school. We have a program that we really take pride in providing all of our students with a quality education and providing all of our students with opportunities post high school. And here at the library, and I'm proud to say that we have a partnership with the library here in Milton. We have a work-based learning program where we have some of our students who spend a couple hours during the day once a week, and they do job studies or work-based learning here. They work in the public library as far as receiving textbooks and enter them into the library system, circulation system. We also have a partnership with the local YMCA here in town.
Oh, is that right?
One day a week, our kids will go there for a couple hours and they assist. They work at the YMCA, and this program is for our special ed students. Some of our kids who are in the functional skills classes, and in those classes, we really want to teach some independent and job-based skills. So those kids can have a quality of life outside of school.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to Mark Neal, the principal over here at Millington High School. And we want to keep reminding you that if you have any kid or anybody out there that has a talent that they'd like to display, show off, or let you know about, because it may not have anywhere else to go, because everybody can't be on the national television to be on those dance shows and all those, but you can come on here. And this will take you all over the world. I know. I forgot to tell you last night. I talked to a boy that went to Germany, and I think his cousin or brother or somebody was over there and punched in and clicked on. I don't have any idea how he did that, but we got a little song here we're gonna play for you right now. I don't know. It's been a long time. Some of you never heard it. You're not old enough to ever heard it, but here it is. And we hope you enjoy it. So listen up right here. Don't touch that dial. You don't know where it's been. So listen up here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's try this and how to wake everybody up out there with Sam and Dave. All right, are you ready? Here we go. That's some good Sam and Dave. Hold on, I'm coming back from the 60s right there. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. This is MPL Studio 13.com coming to you, and we've got the Principal Mark Neal on here, and we interrogating him, interviewing him, find out what goes on over at the high school. As hard as I try, I can't find anything bad, so it's all great, and it's the best kept secret in the world, but everything is going real good. We had a tragedy here several months ago, as everybody knows about, and that'll live with us for a long time, but it was handled graciously, and through all the Christian work is done in the community and everything, it just brought the community closer together and bonding. So that just shows you what kind of school you have, what kind of community you have. So just be thankful for what we do have. So we have a couple things beside the ROTC, and we got some great English students. Mark, there's been 2 or 3 kids that have excelled that people may or may not be aware of.
Yeah, we've had a lot of at Militant, and I apologize for not knowing all the history, but we've had some people graduate from our school, stellar student athletes, and then we've had some kids who were stellar in the arts and even in areas of academics who, and I name a few, and these are some of the more recent people that in my short tenure as a school there. But we've had 3 gentlemen that I know off the top of my head that were fortunate enough to go to Militant and from Militant go to college and then play professional football in the NFL. And one of those young men we bumped into today in the community, Mr. Ahmad Galloway, who graduated from Militant and attended the University of Alabama, and from there went on to the NFL. Graduating with Ahmad Galloway was another young man, Tyrone Calico, who went off to MTSU and even got to play football for the Tennessee Titans. So he got to do all in-state. And before them, there was another gentleman by the name of Marlon Barnes who left Militant and went off to Colorado to play football now. More recently, we've had some kids who excelled in academics. We have one young man who graduated from high school a couple of years ago. He's still a college student today, and he ran for office here in Militant, and he won an alderman position. Mr. Frankie Dakin. We're proud of this young man who just recently graduated from our school, but he's a prime example of a young man who was worked really hard academically and was also a very popular and well-rounded young man who's going to serve the city well as an alderman.
Funny you brought him up. He called me the other day and wants to be on the show. So
good.
Next week I hope to have him on here. So
he's
that's
a fine
great.
young man, and you'll enjoy the conversation with him. We had a kid graduate also just last year who was excelled in art. And we're very proud of our art program, Mr. S.T. Davis. And if I'm not mistaken, he's attending Watkins College right now in Middle Tennessee. And he's a young man that you should look for in a few years. He'll be a famous cinematographer, I'm sure, at some point soon.
That's one of the things you get, and I didn't know all these things, but because of what we're able to do here on MPL, Studio13.com, you get the information out there and let you see. I do know that the art instructor,
Miss Amy Lane.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She brought her art class over here recently for Mrs. Pat Luttrell that had an art exhibit going on, and the kids came back after the art exhibit was over so they could talk to Ms. Luttrell, and come to find out that Ms. Lane has had these kids in New York City and Chicago and all the big cities, which we didn't know about. But people say, well, I can't believe a small school like Millington could do that. But ladies and gentlemen, it just goes to show you the talent is out there. All you got to do is bring it out, which brings me to something that I think the whole community is very, very proud of, is that the choir from Millington High School will be going to Carnegie Hall in New York City. Mm-hmm. And so Mr. Jeff Murdoch is the choir director, and we're going to have him on to talk about it more. But Mark, what can you tell us about the choir going?
Well, Mr. Murdoch's in his second year with Militant. We've very proud of having him join our team, our staff. He's taken a part of his choir. He's taken the chamber choir to Carnegie Hall. Mr. Murdoch entered a competition where he submitted a recording of the choir, and that recording was one of a few that were picked to receive a time slot in Carnegie Hall in which we will perform over Easter weekend. We're going to travel to New York. We're taking roughly 25 students to make up the chamber choir. It's going to be an experience of a lifetime for a lot of our students. And again, in the philosophy that we have and in the beliefs that we have in producing well-rounded kids, one of the things we have to do is we have to give our kids as many opportunities and as much exposure as we can. And to be able to take kids to New York City and let them stay in Times Square and perform in Carnegie Hall is an experience that most adults won't ever have in their lifetime. So it's an experience that we're not going to let cost deter us from experience. And it is going to have a lofty price tag to take 25 students to fly to New York and to provide room accommodations for 4 days and to be able to see the city, sightsee, and then perform in Carnegie Hall. So,
do you have any idea, Mark, what this cost will be for the kids?
Yeah, it's roughly estimated around $1,100 per kid, and a lot of that is also going to include meals.
Yeah.
And the kids are working diligently. They're working hard to fundraise and do things of that nature. But we've also have reached out and to the community and to all stakeholders and anyone who just likes to support kids and like to help see this opportunity come to fruition for our students. So we've reaching out and we've gotten a ton of support and we're very proud of it. But we still have a ways to go in raising money.
Well, if somebody wanted to help you in financially or any way that they possibly could, how would they go about doing that, Mark? Who should they contact, or who?
Definitely contact Mr. Jeff Murdoch at the school, and then contacting Mr. Jeff Murdoch, and you can call the school area code 901-873-8100 and leave a message from Mr. Jeff Murdoch. One of our receptionists will take that message. He can also be reached through the school's email, and that site is that email address is jmurdoch@scsk12.org. And if you send him emails, and he can reply back at that point. We have a school account, an account in which that money is earmarked for New York. So it's not like, if you donate money, it'll be misappropriated or anything of that nature. But it will be earmarked for the New York Carnegie Hall trip.
So we're going to take roughly 25 kids that are going to be going. And
yes, sir.
How long do you think they'll be staying up there, Mark? You know yet?
4 days.
4 days?
We're looking to fly out that Friday or Thursday night and then come back that Monday. Yeah.
So this not only an opportunity for the kids to go to Carnegie Hall and sing, they'll be able to go nationwide or worldwide and get the exposure from Millington, Tennessee. So
yes, sir.
If you, whether it's a $1 or $5 or any kind, just get a hold of the high school and appreciate all the help you can get and help these young kids, because it is something in there once in a lifetime. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you watching and listening to us today. We're going all over the world on this web thing, and it's MPLstudio13.com. And we want to thank Mr. Mark Neal. Mark, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you, Otis Griffin. Definitely any time you're welcome to our school, and I appreciate you letting me come out and just speak about the good things that are taking place at our school.
Well, it's so many great things going on over at the high school, so many great people involved. The city is very supportive. I think everybody knows that. They have a couple things that we might be able to help them with, and we're going to bring some of you kids that I know about over here and let them be on here with us. So Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to let the Ravens get us out of here, so until then, we'll see you later. Good day. All right, boys, take us home.
Write me a letter, say I'm still your fella.
That's been a good one.
'Cause I'm lonesome.
Enjoy this good music here. Until the next time.
I've been myself since you said goodbye to me.
Wrapping up the victory. That's enough.